Yo, what is going on, guys? SoFi hit an all-time high today, and they have been waiting to do that for about 4 years now. So huge day for everyone holding calls and who has been riding this, especially since like $6. So you are seeing some profit taking, which is what, we hit 28.54 and sold off a little bit, which is expected when you hit all-time highs. Um, but for those who held, congrats. You made a lot of good money. And then call options obviously went crazy, and so did those leaps options. So one thing I wanted to point out was this morning, SoFi had some crazy flow. So 10.7 million calls overall versus less than a million in puts. But if we look at this right here, this expires tomorrow. Came in at 10:09, which is 7:09 my time, for 1.3 million. And if we look at this 709, I mean, they really pretty much caught close to the bottom, 27.54, and rode that all the way up to 28.54. So $1 in premium. Those calls went pretty crazy. So that was awesome. Now looking at the daily chart here, ascending triangle breakout, and we kind of consolidated like we've been talking about in the videos, and then finally got a nice push above all-time highs resistance. So then sold off a little bit, but we're pretty much going to hopefully continue to base right here and look for that next leg up to 30, 32, and eventually make our way to, $40 is a nice number everyone is looking for SoFi in the coming months. Looking over Twitter today, looks like we had some price targets raised. So we have $31 from Mizuho, which is pretty solid. Yeah, people, as I take these price targets with a grain of salt, because it's funny how as SoFi breaks all-time highs, of course these guys raise their price targets, and when SoFi was dropping, they're lowering their price targets. So it's really, all these price targets are in hindsight, but I would say this is positive for the stock. But yeah, it looks like everyone made a lot of really good money on SoFi. I do agree with this. Rejecting near the highs and looking for a dip buy zone. I don't think we'll fall like crazy low, but your supports are, in the 22 to 25 range. You're going to see a lot of demand here. So if we were to fall, that's where I would look to buy in again, at least call options. So yeah. And then given the call flow, I'm not sure we're going to see a big sell-off. But if SoFi does kind of pull back and cool off after a crazy run, I mean, this is the weekly, lot of weeks green in a row. So if we pop over, kind of reject, bounce around, and come down, my dip buy zone that I'd like to see is 23.85, right in this range. So if we can highlight this right here, kind of like this range is where I would look to add calls for that bounce. But that is what I'm watching on SoFi. Comment below how much you guys are up on SoFi, how much you made as it hit all-time highs, and if you took some profits or still holding. Really quick, wanted to touch on Coinbase. So if you watched my YouTube video from about 8 days ago, we were watching this one heavily, and coin was kind of right around 320, popping up, selling off, popping up, selling off, and then finally went today, huge breakout, ended up touching around 351, and then coin flow was doing pretty good, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so 1.6 million in calls versus 114 in puts. So yeah, coin was going crazy. If you look on the daily for coin, we have a nice gap to fill. So great breakout, and we kind of consolidated here and finally got our candle up today. I mean, massive breakout. And then the gap fill, if we turn this on right here, we have a gap all the way actually up to 376. So obviously resistance here. Started to fill that gap a little bit, rejected, but coin is looking really good. I think in the coming weeks, we'll fill this gap all the way to 376, especially with crypto running like it is and MSTR running. Yeah, I would definitely obviously keep an eye on coin, but it might be a little bit late to get in now. You might want to wait for a pullback if we were to get that. But Coin is definitely on the watch list still, at least for day trades or scalps, because the momentum's crazy. And then one more thing I wanted to point it out. So I used to have this Discord. We had over 1,000 members in here, and it pretty much fell off after everyone went back to work and we stopped doing COVID and stuff. But I'm trying to revive it. So if you guys want to join this, I'm going to try to start posting in here more of like flow and trades I'm taking and stuff. But yeah, that link will be in the description if you want to join. It's completely free. So yeah, please like and subscribe and have a good one.